Messed up, got abortions, killed them babies, and now they want kids and they can't have no more.
Yeah, they gotta do some appeasing. When you do that, when you have an abortion, there's a ritual that you have to do to appease those spirits. It's serious, very, very serious. And when you have an abortion, there's a ritual you have to do to appease those spirits. Having abortions, those spirits are very, very angry.
Yep.
Very, very angry. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an abortion, because there are many cases where it is not a bad or wrong thing to do, but you have to follow it up with appeasement. You know, it's like if you accidentally hit somebody and they're hurt and damaged, you still got to apologize even though it was an accident. You still have to say, I am sorry. Else a person's spirit is angry and always sending you hate.
Well, can I chime in on that for a minute?
Sure thing, Priestess. Go ahead.
I'm going to say this. It is a bad thing to have an abortion. It's a bad thing because, see, when we realize that when that actual spirit chooses your womb to come through, that womb is chosen. You must not kill that baby. And some people don't understand it. But you're not supposed to kill that. You're not supposed to do that. You know what, Nikki? Certain wombs to come through. What?
You know what? That we live in the realm of a perpetual hell, right? Ran by the devil. It is now arisen certain situations that shouldn't even happen in a civilization where people are civilized. Things like of certain nature shouldn't happen, like a woman getting raped, right? You know what I'm saying? Or a father having sex with his daughter, or a brother. Things of that nature should not happen. Now we have those type of things, so it's kind of hard to tell anybody not to have an abortion. The thing is to wipe out, we call civilization having an ability to wipe out those conditions where women and children can walk down the street unmolested. We don't have that anymore, right? Now, the deep part about it is, right, the thing that killed black people the most is abortion. You can cry about white people all you want, yada, 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 cry about this, but the thing that kills black people the most, and this is a fact, right, that's what? That's abortion. And we find all sorts of reasons. We find all sorts of reasons why we need to abort our children. It's crazy. It's crazy. Y'all look that up. Look that up and come back and tell me am I right or wrong.
Yeah, and you know,
so the part about aborting,
right, we keep aborting the rebirth of our ancient ancestral way of life.
Right.
We keep miscarrying it. And we gotta stop that too.
Gotta stop that.
Yeah, we gotta stop being hypocrites and parasites. We gotta stop faking the funk, man.
Well, I'm just a believer that if the baby's not supposed to come through that womb, and most of the times, which is true, a lot of times if it was done in the incorrect way, most of the women will miscarry. That baby will automatically leave their womb.
Nikki is a pro-life advocate. Hooray!
Yeah, because you know we must continue life.
Yeah.
We must continue life. Life is here to continue and continue and continue. So who are we to take the right of that life? You see what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, because of the way Mother Nature works and the Creator works, what happens is if you have a situation such as a little girl getting raped or something like that, 9 times out of 10, a lot of times nature will automatically let the baby be miscarried.
I ain't buying that, Nikki. I ain't gonna buy that one. Nah, I ain't gonna buy that.
I didn't say all the time, Unc. I didn't say all the time. Sometimes it went.
I ain't gonna buy that.
Well, you don't have to buy the one, but I know that the way nature works, it says life must continue. So if that womb wasn't chose for that baby to come through, then it ain't happening. It is what it is.
Yeah, but
now, you don't have to buy it. It's okay to agree to disagree, huh?
This economy is a bit tight right now. It's like I just can't afford it right now. I can't buy it. I can't afford it.
I can't.
A little bit too rich for my blood right now.
Yeah, well, y'all better use some condoms. That's what y'all better do. Y'all better use some condoms and keep it covered up.
You know what, Nikki?
You know what though? You know what though? You know, It's a little dangerous out there for a black man trying to establish himself like myself. Last night, I had a dream. There were truckloads of women. I gotta go into hiding.
Wow.
They were coming at me from every single corner. Gotta run and hide. Gotta be careful out there with that voodoo, you know.
Start over because we can't. How do you encode new information in your DNA?
How do you encode new information in your DNA? As long as you accept it as truth, it becomes a part of your DNA. If you believe it, it becomes a part of your DNA. That's why you have to be so careful with what you read. You know?
All right. Okay, 215, you're on the air. I see you raise your hand. You have a question?
Yes. Y'all was just talking about the abortion and stuff like that. I just wanted to ask the question. Even, do y'all consider it as killing a child even when you, like say you take the day after pill, do you still have to appease for that? Like say if you was late, so you basically probably was pregnant, but then you took the morning after pill, do you have to appease for that?
I'll be honest
I say it's life. I say it's life.
You say it's life?
I say it's life.
You have to know, it depends on how you feel. Like, if you felt that life there, and then you do it and it's gone, then yes. Outside of that, it's always good to, go get a reading done and see. Because sometimes you might not be well enough connected to know and experience that, yep, I just ended a life.
Okay, so the reason why I asked, the reason why I asked is because at the time, I kind of figured that it was, and I did go get a reading done recently.
Right.
And when I got the reading done, the guy that performed the reading asked me did I have 3 children. And I told him no, I had 1 child. And he said, well, you sure? He was like, you only got 1 child. I said, yes, I only got 1 child. He said, you ain't had no abortions, no nothing. And I told him, I said, yeah, I had 1 abortion. And one time I took the morning after pill. And I knew that I was pregnant when I took, I didn't know, confirmation with a test. But, when I had my son, when I got pregnant with my son, I knew I was pregnant before, and he was telling me, you're not pregnant when something is different with my body.
Well, my thing is like this, it's still life. I mean, and see, women, it becomes just a zygote, which a lot of times for life.
Only white people. I have to concur, as soon as that sperm hits that egg, man, creation has begun.
The thought. How about the thought, Babanu? How about the thought?
The sperm is the thought. The sperm carries the man's DNA, the potency of the thought. And as soon as it hits that egg, creation begins, so, of course,
Right. And you know how you can prove that? Because if you take any of those stages out of that process, right, you won't have a human being.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, right, if you tamper with any of those stages, remove any of those stages, you will not have a human being. So that must tell you, right, that all aspects of that, right, is life.
Yeah, they're going to come in with all types of technical details to encourage people to, do these things, because remember, their agenda is to depopulate the planet.
Right.
Okay. Can I ask one more quick question? Well, to do the appeasing, what do I have to do? Just pray to them, ask for forgiveness?
You need 2 dolls. You need to get 2 dolls, 2 baby dolls.
Okay. Okay.
And you need to do a meditation with those dolls, light a candle, pray and ask for forgiveness. Give an offering as well. Tell them that you're sorry.
Okay.
All right. I got a question for you, Bob New, for the chat.
And you got to keep those dolls,
I have to keep them?
You have to keep them in a very, very safe and comfortable place.